nothing broke, and then you came back and you took everything back. Why? You've heard the vacation test 100 times. Take 2 weeks off, see what it breaks. If nothing breaks, you've built a real business. So you finally did it. You booked the trip. You handed things off. You white-knuckled your way through the first 3 days and then relaxed because nothing caught fire. And that should feel like a win. That's supposed to be the moment. But here's what actually happened when you got back. Day 1, you checked in just to say hi. Day 2, you sat in on a meeting just to stay in the loop. Day 3, you were making every decision again. Sound familiar? Here's the thing that nobody talks about after the vacation test. The test you're supposed to be afraid of failing is the one you passed. And the reason you re-injected yourself isn't because your team needed you. It's because you needed to be needed. Most productivity advice treats the vacation test like a finish line. Build systems, take a vacation, you're free. But that's only half the story. Because the real trap isn't being stuck in your business. The real trap is discovering you've built something that doesn't need you. And then realizing your entire identity was built around being the one who keeps it running. When your business runs without you, it doesn't just expose a leadership gap, it exposes a you gap. And that's terrifying. Because if the business doesn't need you, then who are you in this story? I've coached hundreds of founders through this. The ones who stay free are not the ones with the best systems. They're the ones who figured out a new answer to that question. They're not indispensable operators. They're architects. So here's the framework that I use, and I call it the architect shift. 3 moves. Step 1, name the work that only you can do. Not the work that you like, not the work you're good at, the work that actually requires your vision, your relationships, your judgment at this particular stage of the business. Write it down. If the list is longer than 5 things, you're lying to yourself. Step 2, build a re-entry protocol. Most founders blow up their own freedom in the first 48 hours back from a trip because they have no structure for coming back. Before your next trip, build a re-entry doc. What decisions get escalated? What gets handled? What you review weekly versus daily? You need a transition zone, not a re-injection point. Step 3, define your owner mode. The work that, if your team is handling operations, whatever's left, that's your job. If you don't answer this question, your brain is going to default to filling the vacuum with low-value decisions. Owner mode means strategic partnerships, new revenue, vision setting, team development. Write it down. Block the time. Otherwise, you'll just end up in everyone's inbox again. Now, write down the last 5 decisions that you made this week. For each one, ask, could someone else on my team have made this call with the right context? If the answer is yes for more than 3 of them, you're not in owner mode. You're in the business, not on it. That list is your starting point. Now, if you want to work through this directly, figure out what your owner mode looks like and stop reinserting yourself into work that doesn't need you, message me at talktoari.com. That's talktoari.com. We'll work through it together.